Yes, it is. Yep. I've got some shit to talk about.
Oh
boy! Alright, so you know when you're taking the biggest shit of your life and you wish you had handlebars to just grip on?
I kind of do sometimes, yeah.
That I really do. You know what? That's a good idea. Nobody steal that. Fuck you. They call them shittle bars.
Grim cap shittle bars.
Yes.
You think it's candy, but it's not.
No. Grim shit bars. I mean, cap shit bars would be kind of weird. Though that rolls off the tongue a little bit better, but grim shit bars also has like this weird tone of like it's a shit that's so painful you wish you would die.
I like the candy version better. Grim cap, like just one word, grim cap, shittle bars. And then you can market it on TV, because you're not saying shit, you're saying shittle, which is like Skittle, but shit.
Yeah.
So people don't know.
And it's not a fucking rainbow. It's a disappointment. It's a monochrome rainbow.
Quail the Quay on 64 Shades of Brown. I fucking love Id for putting that in Rage.
I agree.
I want to play that game. I never beat it. I got like no, I got a little bit far, but I never like played it enough to beat it. It wasn't that it was bad. It was just like one of my discs screwed up, and I later got a replacement. But I was playing something else, and I completely.
Really, the one thing I could say that's kind of sad about Rage, well, is also when it kind of stopped being a thing
for a little bit.
But how kind of empty the game got.
Yeah,
like after you started doing things, it felt empty. Like encoding overloaded. Consider turning down something.
Oh, that's basically saying that the video would be all like, but we're not recording video.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a video, but that just makes it easier for me to record and or not record, but edit.
Okay, so here's the real shit I want to talk about. Okay. So me and my girlfriend were talking about when we actually have children.
That's always a fun topic.
I don't think you know how fun this part is.
I was being sarcastic.
Exactly. But let's just do the air quotes when I say the fun part, because it's what I'm doing in real life, and I want you to feel included. She decided that if we did have a girl, because I'm very sure that my first child is going to be a girl, just because of dreams, premonitions, but I could be completely wrong. I don't know.
Depends on your semen.
She wants her to be a ballerina. But I told her she can be whatever she wants.
Right, that's how it
Lana said, no, she's going to be a ballerina. You can probably see where the fuck this is going.
Yeah.
So later she decides to joke about how she's going to try to live her dreams through the child.
That's never a good... That's never a good
I know.
idea.
And I'm sitting there like, Lana, don't.
No.
There will be a reason why I have a drinking habit later.
If your kids want to be metal stars, just send them over to me. We'll make Death Clock 2. With Brutal Burn.
Death Clock 2, Electric Fuck You. But yes. And so the other thing. Sriracha sauce.
Well, hang on.
Okay.
I do want to make a point. The reason I actually know a little bit from experience that it's not the greatest idea, because in a way my dad wants me to live his past life plus what he wants through mine. And it sounds weird, but like he's really big on these catfish farms and the eggs and the you know all that stuff. And he wants to do it again because his dad did it, and he wants me to do it because he did it. And, you know, like, I'd be fine with it if I was, like, just in stuff for money, because it could actually work. It's not actually a bad financial thing if you do it right. But that's obviously not my thing. I want to make games, play games for YouTube, music, art, just like that's my thing.
He's already a college dropout doing Let's Plays. Hey,
Yeah.
you can do it too.
Well,
No,
I'm not a college dropout. I was forced out.
That would still mean that you were dropped from a program.
Yeah, but I didn't.
You were dropped out of a college program. You're still a dropout.
Not voluntarily.
It doesn't matter.
But when you say dropout, it's like I was just like
I was voluntarily a college dropout. That and I wasn't learning anything there. I was just relearning shit I already knew. So I was like, this is what I worked up to. Fucking around shit. When did I graduate? That just goes to show.
But like high school?
Like I graduated 2015.
Yeah.
Went to college 2016.
I graduated 2016. Went to college in 2016.
Now, technically, I should have actually graduated 2014, got held back 1 year. But anyway.
I should have graduated in 2017. I started a year early.
Same with me, that was the thing.
Like,
I was younger. I was way younger than everybody else.
Yeah, I was 4 when I started, and everyone's like, I'm
Same.
older than you.
Do you know the weird fucking part about that? Every time I tell somebody that I got into school early when I was 4, they're like, no, you didn't. That's impossible. I was like, what the fuck, I did? I mean, I kept hearing ridiculous stories like, how the hell does a kid go from, like, fucking 1st grade all the way up to 4th grade? You know, I remember hearing shit about this in school, and I was like, what the fuck? You can just do that?
Yeah, like, supposedly run upgrades.
What the fuck? My parents didn't get the DLC. Fuck.
No.
They didn't give me a DLC. You know what they gave me?
I got RLC instead. It was an expansion pack, not a booster or DLC.
Man, my life was the same deal as the fucking Oblivion horse armor. It was cool, but fuck was it terrible. It didn't do anything. That's exactly what half the school did for me.
Basically.
The only thing I really needed to learn was how to count all the little symbols and shit and letters. Learning how to spell. That's completely fine by me. That's why I believe that at least elementary school shit is actually needed.
Yeah.
But when the kid is fucking ready. And school should not start that early. That's my rant.
I remember when I was like 4 and 5, and like all the other kids would be like 6 and 7. Some of them turned in 8, and they would make fun of me because I was the youngest. And I told my great grandma about it, and she just looked at me and she's like, "Well, why are you worried about that?" And I'm like, "Because they're older, which means they're better." And she's like, "No, that just means they'll die sooner." And I was like, huh?
I'm gonna be that grandparent. That's exactly how I'm gonna be.
But when I grew up, I was like a lot of people kept saying shit about that, and I was like,
Go ahead, fucker.
Well, you go on ahead of me.
You die.
It's sad that I've actually found like 7 people from a graduating class supposedly have already died.
People from mine too.
It's like, what the fuck did you do to fuck up so bad you died and you're like not even like mid-20s, like we're talking like 21, 22. Like you barely, like, and it's not like disease or accidents or anything like that, because that can happen. I can't blame you for that. But I'm talking about like, they fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, they got fucked up, messed with the wrong people. It just so quick. It's just like, what did you do to fuck up?
Man,
that bad?
That's actually the weird part. When I went to the psych ward at one of the places, one of the kids there actually used to go, was going to our school at the time.
Hmm?
And he actually died.
Of what?
I don't know. But he's dead. I found that weird because like that's the last time I ever remember really just like we were just having like this discussion about shit. I was like helping him out about it. We both get out. Then somewhere around hell, you know what? I don't remember. It's been a long time. I just know that it was like we were. This is like 2014.
Yeah, I remember that when you was gone for a bit. It was a long ass bit.
But it actually helped a little bit. Even though I got very angry with the staff about a few things that were really
That was like the first time I hugged like anyone.
Oh, yeah.
He came back and I was just like, eh! He's like, you actually want to hug? I know
that was the weirdest thing for you. I was just like, whoa. You used to not like anybody touching you. You just like
I did. I had some serious issues back then.
I know that's why.
Don't worry, it wasn't like sexual shit, but it was just some stuff, and yeah, I was just uncomfortable with people touching me in general. This one kid at work, he talks like he wants to like try to like jab me and shit like that.
Oh, the people that do that, I'm sorry. If somebody does that to me,
or the bean dip and shit like that, and I'm just like, okay, look here. If you actually try to attempt that, I do not care. Your ass is going in the ground. I was like, listen here.
I mean, exactly. It doesn't matter who the fuck you are, how tough you think you are. If you're doing this shit, somebody is going to punch you in the fucking face. Whether or not it be really fucking hard, and a person's probably weak or anything, but trust me, you're going to piss somebody off terribly.
Yeah.
Then for the rest of your life.
You're going to be like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, you're the retard.
But I mean, if you're also the person to not really look back on something bad that you did and feel nothing towards it, then you're Hitler.
Or a sociopath.
Then again, Hitler didn't really have the time to do it. But hey, it's because he didn't want to escape it.
Did have the time to do a lot of crack and then like run into the wall and be all like,
eat chunks of the wall. We found Hitler.
That's what he died from. He ate too much wall. It wasn't cyanide, it was wall.
The weird part is he woke up coughing and fucking drywall came out of his mouth.
We thought
so we had to put a bullet in his head just to be sure. It looked like he was already suffering enough. But still, he's a bastard. We let him suffer for about an hour. Then we put a bullet in his head.
So that's what the WW2 stands for. It's wall.
It's Y Wall 2.
No.
Because that's the weird part. There were also walls.
No, that was his last word. It was wall.
Wood wall.
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 He was going to eat some more.
Wall Street.
It was bad when he actually shit out a mini wall. We knew enough was enough.
That's why President Trump is
building the wall.
Because of Hitler's shit wall.
I mean, I've seen shit bricks before, but that was the only time I've seen shit wall.
Okay, real talk. Alternative history. What if Mexico actually did, pay for the wall, but instead they were just like, you know what, how about this? We'll build your wall. Built it completely out of Adobe. Not as a racist thing. But just because it's the cheapest shit you can do.
That is true, because you would be, making
But it'd also be the weakest fucking wall ever.
Yeah, it would.
Some person could just go...
Yeah, but if you have a nice, guard system out, if someone digs under that, the vibrations will cause it to fall.
The guard tower's made out of Adobe too.
So that would be on the other side, so they can still, see where. All that loose soil, though, someone was crawling underneath. Yeah. You could see where the dust is and shit.
That'd be a cave.
That would be it.
That's why every guard is armed with an anti-material rifle.
Oh my god.
Just to shoot through the ground.
Even though it's loose as shit.
Exactly. But it's just to make sure.
Yeah, I can see like some redneck ass just sitting there like, my gun show's strong, it make my guard tower turn into dust.
The vibrations of the sound in the chamber.
And in reality, he's the dumbass that they gave a 22. And so it just goes with twink, and it's like, look at that, it's so strong, it dusted. And you see someone else shoot theirs, and it's just like the whole tower comes out, and they're just like, fuck!
Shit! Mom, bring the stretcher.
Mom, he done shot this wall down again.
Damn it. Go get some wet sand.
Hurry up quick, they're coming through.
No. What instead of a wall? It's a sand dune. Because people are not allowed to walk on those. You can get fined for doing it.
Yeah, you can. In certain countries. In other countries, you can't.
Well, yeah,
Like,
but strictly in America, I know in Florida, you're not allowed to like mess with sand dunes.
Yeah.
You can walk through a little trail that they have, but...
You can't walk on top of them.
Shit, we need to move Florida directly where the border is. We'll do like in that Ends of the World video. Us, yeah, the one where it's like, but us Californians just have to worry about California detaching from the rest of America to go hang with white. Alaska can talk to. The end! Love that video, it's old, but that's where I actually learned a lot of my accents, actually. Just by him doing the accents, and then I learned from actually listening to real ones. That is true,
though. Like, California could possibly
rupture
off of the continent.
Yeah.
Because of that fault. It's, like, so fucking deep. Well, at least it's not the Amigara fault.
Yeah.
That would be some freaky shit. Like seeing your exact shape in the ground in pretty much earthen fracture that's been sealed off for like thousands, if not millions, of years. Like your exact shape. That is some freaky shit.
No, you know what would be worse?
You
saw a werewolf hedgehog. A werehog.
I've seen that before.
Fighting. Using an ancient Aztec building robot to fight off a darkness within the core of the earth.
That was a terrible Sonic game.
Exactly. I'm glad I never played it because part of it was like, hey, I'm just going to give this a try. Thank God.
The thing is, I did. Because I was a big Sonic fan back in the day.
Dude, I feel sorry. Do you need me to pay for your therapist?
No.
Okay.
That and Sonic 06. I played both, and it was...
in a weird part, the only one that actually could
there's
be redeemed due to because of age and limitations was probably Sonic DX. That's all I'm saying. Like, 2006, like, come on, that was a better console.
Right, that was a better console. You had a good team.
Exactly.
It's like you could have done better. And then you had fucking bestiality kissing in that shit.
That was the weird part. Really, the worst part is truly mixing humans with Sonic. I mean, Mario did it apparently in the new, like, Mario Odyssey, but it works for some fucking reason. Everybody still likes the game. I haven't really heard of it.
Mario did what with what?
There's people in Mario Universe, in Mario Odyssey.
Well, he's a person.
And his girlfriend his ex-girlfriend is technically a mayor of the town. Which is the weird part because she calls upon his help. Then she shows up to the wedding. And you're all dressed for it, ready and about to marry Peach. Your ex-fucking-girlfriend. Why would you bring her or invite her on that list? Just to say, don't bitch. I'm the ruler of this world.
Wasn't there a theory where, like, Luigi was Peaches.
Yes, actually, I remember this. It's a weird thing. I don't remember too much detail, but I remember it was a thing somewhere. I don't remember who I heard it from.
I think it was an old game theory, but I'm not sure.
Actually, you're actually right. Yeah, it was one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, the reason why is because of the hereditary genetics. Supposedly.
Yeah.
To find out who really is the mother, but then they were just like, well, first we also have to look for the father too. And technically, Peach kind of meets all those requirements.
But what about?
But that's also that's really the best way. Well, actually, then that becomes a weird incest thing.
But Rose is taller.
Look, she's a galactic being. She can be whatever fucking size she wants because porn. I don't know, whatever.
Nintendo is very skilled at making family games that create a bunch of porn.
That, and apparently Blizzard finally got into that. I mean, I've seen the StarCraft 1 porn, but that's low effort.
Yeah.
It's really, really like terrible art.
It was terrible. Come on, StarCraft. StarCraft fan base, you gotta do better.
Amp it up. Make Kerrigan's boobs super huge, nice round ass. I want her to be fucking...
Not too huge. We don't want her to be a fucking
And she has to
glutton.
be fucking Raynor. Come on, guys. Not the fucking spiky tentacle thing that comes out of the ground. Unless it's got a rubber tip.
A rubber tip to
the
make
sunken
it soft.
colony spike. Yeah, I don't like that thing.
I don't like
No, that one's called the sunken colony. The other one's the spore colony. That's the attire.
Like the game? I'm just kidding.
Spore colony? Was that ever a game?
Spore was.
Spore was, yeah, but it's spore colony because that sounds pretty cool. It's all about your little mushroom people fighting other mushroom people. Do the game idea. Anyway.
Yeah. Spore 2 has a sad ass story.
No, Spore had a second game.
Yeah, it did. And you know what happened to it?
EA?
Yes.
Of course. What? Who else?
I mean, they own Spore. They own the first one. But the problem was that...
You know what they also own?
They made
Their own
it-
Death Note.
They owned it, I mean, they killed off this game, so yeah.
Dude, they killed off everything. Every childhood company they killed off.
Oh, yeah. They killed off the company that made, Dungeon Master?
Yeah.
Yeah. They killed off, Command and Conquer.
Yeah, Westwood Studios. That's what really pisses me off.
I fucking hate that shit.
I mean, there's a fuck ton more.
Man.
Actually, I think Supreme Commander was another one they fucked off.
Yeah, they did.
Even their online games fucked off to death.
Oh, yeah.
After at least 2 years.
Like, that's what happened to Spore, too. Like, I think it had, like, a year and a half. But they cut it off. Like, first they made it where it was online only. And you couldn't, like, if you weren't connected to internet, the game would not run.
Yep.
Even if you had a physical disc.
That's what I heard people complain about.
So then,
I do remember the.
And the thing was, it wasn't even, like, non-successful. They just decided they didn't want to fund it anymore.
Exactly.
Like, there was no budget concerns, nothing like that. They were just like, yeah, fuck it, we don't want to carry that anymore. Yeah.
We need a really good. You know what? Fuck it. All indie game developers unite under one fucking flag. Destroy EA, please.
That's what I want to do.
Remove it.
I had a dream where I led that whole rebellion.
Do it. We'll fucking communist revolutionize fucking video games. We'll bring it back to the industry that it used to be.
And then better.
Yes.
Not-
Still with online options, but there's also a single player fucking campaign
That hit me
that you
in the
can
nose.
continue. Oh, well, that's why you don't fuck around with piano strings.
It's not a piano string.
I'm just gonna call it a piano string because that sounds cooler.
It's a bass string.
That's not cool. Nobody can hear the bass. I can't. I can't hear bass in any music.
You can.
Certain ones, but it starts off as bass, but afterwards it just starts blending in.
You can tell when it's not in there.
Yeah, I know. There's one Call of Duty song, awkwardly enough, from the map Shinonuma from World at War. The one. There's no bass.
You know what I should do?
What?
Just crank up the bass amp and be like, you can't hear it!
Yeah, and then destroy the decibels on your computer. And everybody else's eardrums and their headphones.
It's called ear rape. Get it right.
Well, yeah, but I'm calling it destroying because that's what you're doing.
Can you destroy Mike by going into it too loud?
Okay, so in this part of the segment, I'd actually like to explain some of the old videos that we do have.
Did you do that so I'd censor it?
I mean, no. Maybe. I don't know. You can keep it if you want to.
No.
But I do want you to discuss this so people can like fully fucking understand there's a reason why it sounds like that.
Right, a reason what?
Why the old videos that you
Oh.
did. Like the first few videos you ever did with recording.
Yeah,
Which are pretty obvious. Trust me.
It's only the Hobbit ones, the Halo one, and there was another one. I can't remember what it was. But those games, see that there was a weird that was back in September. I just got the card that I used to capture, and when I used said card and found out how to get it working, I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I was excited to just record something and get it going, which it took me longer than that, as I later realized. But the point was, I was excited and I decided to record something anyway. And what ended up happening was that I didn't have a way to mute the TV and be able to listen at the same time. I know you're thinking headphones, but the thing was, we was playing on a giant TV and it was across the room, and we can't move the TV closer, and the room wasn't set up where we can move ourselves closer, and even then you could only have one pair of headphones. It wasn't practical. I don't even think that TV had a headphone out, that one that we had.
I doubt it.
I don't think it did.
Like, I'm surprised my fucking 43-inch,
Yeah.
42.
Usually the bigger it is, the less of a chance you have it.
Yeah.
But,
So
anyway,
we got lucky recording the other videos that I'm in.
Yeah, because by then I had, like, a headphone extender that's, like, 20 feet. I had a headphone splitter that went 6 ways. You know, I had that shit covered. But before then, I didn't. And,
that's why everybody talks like they're in a cave.
Well, in the game.
Yeah.
In real life, it's not as bad.
Not the people talking, but of course the game audio doubles because it's hearing it through mic and audio.
Because it was playing so we could hear it and hear what was going on and properly react to it. And at the same time, I turned it off on the capture device, but the capture card decided that it had to compensate and get a little bit of the audio anyway. And in doing so, you have like that echo going on because the compensation made the recording from the capture device be the same volume as it was picking up from the mic, but the TV was slightly delayed because it had to get to the mic, so then you have that little bitty echo going. And the way it was recorded, I didn't have a way where I could fix that, really. And another one of the issues was that, what was it? Everyone talking about how the game audio was really loud was because, as I said, it was my first recording. I was more focused on getting something recorded because I was excited.
So obviously, no
like
handling the audio.
Yeah, the first like few minutes were a bit loud, but I quickly realized that and tuned it down. So we didn't really say much of anything anyway. basically was just talking about the graphics and shit and when it came out. It was just some basic shit which you can go online and look up. We didn't talk about anything hardly at all. And I mean, if we did, I would try to like subtitle it, but we didn't. So.
And for anybody that wants to like actually try to find out the audio, we actually talked about the Krabby Patty secret formula.
Yeah, go hunting for it.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
But yeah, no.
I'll give you a hint. It's at the eh and the ah.
It's all in a millisecond.
Yeah. Made sure. You might have to like stretch the sound and like only have it on 1% speed, but you'll hear it somewhere.
Oh, and you gotta reverse it and overlay it in an inverse.
Yeah, so
I will give you
we
hint.
split the hell out of the audio.
Yes.
Okay, well, that is the explanation, so if anybody wants to get off our backs, there's the door. Anyway. Just
I mean, I didn't get like a huge backlash. It was just a bunch of people like trying to be all like, oh, well, didn't you know you could do this? It was like, yeah, I did. That's why I invested
I'm waiting
in
for
it
the
later.
big lashbacks because
Yeah.
I want to know what somebody, one
to,
person behind an actual computer,
has to say about it
to these two guys that are just minding their own damn business.
Right.
I really want to see.
Yeah, like I just want to say something.
If you are that person, please send me a picture. I don't. That's all I want. Just a picture. You don't even have to put your real name. I just want to know what the hell you look like. All honesty.
Fucking roast it. Put it in the podcast.
Like no, I'm not even gonna roast you. I just want to know. I need to know the face behind such livid action towards somebody in a video that's just doing their own thing.
See, the thing that annoys
what really
me.
gets on your nerves?
The thing that annoys me about that stuff is, like, for instance, I don't really like H3H3. I don't really like game theory. Like, I can't stand Matt Pat's voice. But I'm not gonna go after him. I'm not gonna go and serial dislike all of his videos. I'm not gonna go and comment that he's retarded or whatever the hell other people say. I don't know. I don't care. I just simply don't.
That's not politically correct.
I can give a shit. It's my podcast. But
it's our podcast.
But
you know what? Fuck it. You play that. What the hell am I doing the sound for? You got audio recording system here.
But my point is, like, I don't see why people get mad at YouTubers for the simple, well, not simple. It does get complex, but I don't see why they get mad for the content they create. You got to think these people are putting in time and effort, and sure, some of them get monetized. I'm not monetized, but I put fucking 2 weeks into this shit, barely sleeping just so I could release the first 2 videos, because this is on January 2nd at like 3 a.m. But point is, like, to put out those 2 videos that I'm putting out by the time this is being recorded, like, I did all that. I'm not getting paid for it, and you're not paying me to watch it. So if you don't like it, then
okay,
just don't watch it.
You have that option.
Right. You
Step 1, hand behind the screen. Step 2, push it down so it goes all the way. Unless you have a desktop, then just press the power button on your screen.
Right. You don't have to.
You don't have to. Also, just to make sure, because I know sometimes the audio likes to run in the background. Also, just turn down the little dials if you have speakers. But if you also have the wireless speakers, remember to like use your little remote to turn it off. If you also just have headphones, just take them out. I mean, I gotta make sure everybody's well informed.
True.
If you are somehow blind in watching this video, then I can't really say you don't have to watch it. So
you don't have to listen to it.
You don't have to listen. It's fine.
I'm sorry you can't see my subtitle jokes.
Yeah, that too. We're sorry. on behalf of.
You can at least hear my censor, but you can't see the glorious message I put with it. So I do apologize. And in that essence, I will say, oh shit, I don't know how to describe something to a blind person that's never seen before.
Shit, it's a really great question.
It's a very, well, I was gonna say. I was gonna say what the, I was about to say it's a jagged font, but I'm like, do they even know what jagged looks like?
No. It's the word metal on the screen.
Yes.
In,
It's called Creepy Girl font, but...
Yeah, there.
I don't...
So, just...
Maybe someone can, like,
just
draw
imagine
that out in Braille.
Please, I don't really know how that would work.
I don't know either. I mean, maybe
Are there fonts in Braille?
Maybe you can, like, imprint it upward, and then they
Is there
can, like,
Comic
feel
Sans in Braille?
Is it bad that I would actually say that would be fucking glorious?
No. I think it would be a great joke. It's universal.
See, the thing
Comic
is...
Sans is a funny font, and
yes,
if you use it
the
for your
is,
business, you're just a laughing stock.
Oh,
I'm just gonna say that.
It's wrong in certain areas.
I've seen it once on the back of a garbage truck. Where we live, too.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. They're trash.
It's fucking Comic Sans for comics, not dump trucks.
Right, but...
It's also copyrighted.
Is it a copyrighted font?
A lot of fonts that Microsoft Word uses is. I wonder if Wingdings is copyrighted.
It's in Sony Vegas.
You know, really great question. Who the fuck uses Wingdings? I mean, could you even use Wingdings to, like, send a business letter? Because I know they're just symbols and shit, but that's the point.
I mean, you could decode it.
Decode it into what? Like actual letters, numbers?
Yeah.
So you're telling me I could actually leave a serial killer note in Wingdings?
Yeah.
And people would call me the Wingding Killer?
Maybe.
That'd be kind of funny.
Well, shit, now we have
Nobody
a
do
motive.
it.
Nobody do that. Now we have a motive. Stop. Stop.
Finally, I have a reason to live.
Stop. You stop that right now. I know you're going into Microsoft Word. Don't you? He's fucking clicking. No, you're clicking. Stop clicking the fonts.
Stop.
Wingdings is illegal.
Stop opening your application.
If you do it, you're gay.
Opening up another browser just to do something.
If you do that, you're gay.
Why would you say that?
Well, we're not gay as in, like the whole, homosexual blah. I mean, like, gay as in, like, haha.
You'd be happy?
Yeah, well, not happy, but...
Okay,
you're
you know
a fucktard. How about that? You're a fucktard if you do it.
You're still using the word tard.
Fuckturd.
That's offensive to people that have been tarred and feathered in all those cartoons. And in the weird slapstick comedy.
What about fuckturd? Is that better?
No. Why would you rape a turd?
It's not a living thing.
The turd is. It's a biological waste.
But it's not living.
Look, I'm very sure you could use a fucking electron microscope.
There's stuff living in it, yes.
Exactly, so it's a living shit.
No, the shit itself is not
Look,
living.
I was one of those amoebas. I lived in shit, okay? Leave me alone. I was a primordial ooze. My great fucking a lot of greats later.
You were a
great-grandma
was
primordial ooze.
Copyright strike.
Primordial ooze. Where the fuck do I remember hearing that?
I don't remember that.
I remember somebody singing it. It was a male voice going, primordial ooze. I just fucking now remembered this. Where the hell was that from? I doubt that was anything. It was probably something I just remembered saying as a kid. I don't fucking know.
Possibly.
So I was a kid that always said random shit when I was bored. Just like every time I died, like back then, whenever I died in a video game, I would actually say medical problems and medical illnesses. No, like I would seriously go fucking mesothelioma. Like that's how I censored myself. But instead, I later
but you
on
still said fucking.
Exactly. But that was a way of me like coping with the anger. I forgot one other part that I used to say, but it was so damn fucking forgot. I can't believe it. It was funny to me as a kid, but that's what
I
I
remember. I remember. I was playing gun. One year. I was little, and there's this one scene where this guy was like, "You're a little bastard," and like me as a kid, I thought he meant like turd from a bass turd. So I thought it, like in my mind, I was thinking BASSTURD, not BASTARD, and my brother took the controller and was sitting there playing it, even though it was my turn. And I just look at him and was like, "You're a little bastard." He's like, "Why did you say that? That's a bad word." And I was like, "No, it isn't." And I heard my dad. He was like, "What did you say?" And I was like, "Huh?" And then he's like, "That's 3 licks." And I was like, "What? Damn it!" And I didn't say "damn it." I was just.
I wish you did though. It would be funny.
I was just so confused because I was like, I didn't say anything wrong.
Dude, that kind of crap happened to me at a YMCA, but I never said a bad word.
Mm.
Okay, so this ties into 2 stories from the fucking YMCA that I used to be, which was like the after-school daycare program for some reason that they had. You actually were in that?
I wasn't in it, but my dad worked there at one point. It was
But which one? The one in Bessemer?
the one around here.
I might know your father then. A lot more than I did. Because I believe he is probably the one person.
He didn't work in that segment. He worked at the Y, and my mom would help sometimes, like the younger kids.
But I mean, like
not like after school, but like
there's a reason why I
daycare.
kind of remember your dad's face to a degree. Because like the first time I met him, I was like, I felt like I've met you before.
He was one of the people that kind of like walked around, made sure everything was okay. He was
Yeah, I met him.
And then at the end of it, he would like shut off all the lights and everything.
I actually freaking remember your dad.
And then
wow.
my mom helped.
Okay, I'll get to the story. Hold on.
And then my mom helped at the kiddie daycare, not after school, but like babies, preschool.
Then I do remember seeing your mom then.
And I would help her, like I would bring juice and stuff to the kids when I was like 4, 5.
So I really do. I do remember both of your parents there.
Maybe.
And now I found that very weird. No, because I remember his last name. I was like, whoa, I've never heard anybody with that name before. Like, your last name, I remember that.
It's a pretty metal name.
Anyway.
It's a very metal name.
It's a
what
genre.
are you talking about? It is. I have a genre named after me. Not after me specifically.
Called glamcore. Anyway.
No.
Well, no, it's glamcore.
Cap glam.
Okay, so
But
two of the stories. So I had a problem with one girl, actually multiple girls at the YMCA.
Ooh.
For very good reasons. One of them was trying to do that whole spell A. And of course, like, I'm in 1st grade. I don't know anything about this shit. I don't even know what grade she was in.
Like spell A, wouldn't that be A?
That's what I thought, but apparently it's like A something. It's spell it the way it's said. Like how it's pronounced through mouth.
A-Y?
I don't know. Huh?
There's a spider on the wall.
Get the fucking BB gun.
I'm not shooting the BB gun at a concrete wall.
Do it.
You fucking crazy.
Kill it. Give me the aerosol can. I have a lighter.
I have a lighter too.
Okay, hold on. Repause the story because there's a
There
spider.
really is a spider.
Put some epic battle music while we're doing this. Oh fuck no, dude! It dropped down. I don't know where it went now.
Where was it?
I don't know. It fell behind your record player.
Ah! Not the record player! Ah, my dream theater!
Great. Now I'm just gonna have to stand and wait for a spider to crawl.
I don't see it. I
I'm having arachnophobia, but I do when I do not know what the hell the spider is.
don't
That's the worst part.
Sleep down here.
But you choose a fucking basement to sleep in where they all crawl because it's a little bit cooler in a weird place.
That's what I choose. I mean, I did
Look,
kind of choose. But...
I've had worse spiders in my granddad's basement because you know what? Everything is cobweb there. Everything.
You know what?
Where the water heater is to an insulation pipe that's there, guess what? Cobwebs cover the whole damn ceiling. You could wrap it around a cane and create cotton candy with it. I'm not kidding. I wish I was. I slept in that fucking basement with all those goddamn spiders, and there was a fucking yellow, red, and black one that fucking scared me.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then a brown recluse.
That sounds like it looks scary.
And I had to sleep on the fucking floor.
Ooh.
On a like pull-out couch thing. But it was one of the terrible ones, so like it was basically the pull-out mattress with the actual it's hard to explain. It was a fucking blue sofa that was lightweight as hell. It was like the easiest thing. You could lift it up with one fucking hand. It was that easy. Okay.
I just want to say this since I had
never
this before you start. Mums, no. I'm sorry.
I don't even know if we could hear the guitar picking.
Hang on, we can.
Okay, yeah. Wow.
Mums, no. Sorry.
It's fine.
I really love that scene.
No, I don't blame you.
I'm getting to play Jeff. Or no, hey Jeff from your mom. She got the sweetest grip. It's so tight that she playing that guitar. Ow! I do cocaine. And then his face is just like, Mums, no. And then he like frowns and it's just like, holy shit.
Okay.
She's a slut.
She was she was Miss Sweden at one point. So everybody wanted to fuck her.
Well, just because you're Miss Sweden don't mean.
Well, she was also the greatest prostitute ever. In Sweden. She's the number one.
Oh. Then who's his dad?
I think that's the point. It's supposed to be shrouded in mystery. That's why he's like the fastest guitar player. Then who's the fastest guitar player? Then there you go. There's the reason why. We'll look it up later. Stay.
Sorry.
We're doing a podcast, not a guitar cast. And that's not even a Stratocaster, so you can't cast with that.
It's an Epiphone Les Paul model, special 2.
But are we talking on a phone? No.
I could be.
Fuck you.
I could switch it to a phone.
Don't.
Anyway. It actually has HD quality.
Okay, let me tell the story because I'm pretty sure people want me to finish my fucking sentences.
Okay.
I don't want people to thrive in pain. So, because I always had a problem with girls there, and along with a bunch of other people, including the counselors there, I'm looking at you, Mr. Fuzzy, that was your fucking name. All because of his scraggly ass beard, and he almost looked like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. He really did. He was close.
Which version?
Fuck. Not the really good Japanese animated versions, but the old Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
Oh, the original Hanna-Barbera?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was close.
Close. So he didn't look. He didn't.
See,
look
this
like
was the other worst part. This guy was surrounded by a shit ton of female counselors, and I knew what the fuck was going up when I was that young. I was like, wow, all these girls really like him. Yeah, he was one of those douchebags. You know, no. You want to know how much of a douchebag? Bought an acoustic guitar. I remember this specifically.
Those grandpa guitars are for faggots and grandpas.
He never played the guitar for the kids. Only for the girls.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
he's one of those douchebags that get the guitar and be all like, oh yeah, look at me, I play a G chord, fucking.
I go from G to A to E minor.
Oh yeah, look at me.
Because I'm gay.
Oh yes, no, suck my dick, girls. Oh, instead of people like me who are all like, I have stuff I like to share with the world, and it's very angry.
It's the most hateful.
You know. That's right.
Were you trying to do the Crash Bandicoot running from a boulder sound?
No,
it's
actually.
Close. It's like dun 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 dun.
No, I realized I was about to play Symphony of Destruction, and I was like, shit, no, I can't post it if I do that. So then I was like, move to a different song, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, wait, no, one more note, and that could ruin it. So I was like, switch to a third one, and then I was like, okay, stop.
Is it actually possible to play the first note of every song, but turn that into a song?
Possibly.
Every first note from every, like, all of the metal bands, from every one of their albums.
I can see it.
You can?
Yeah.
Dude, let's fucking do that. We're gonna do it. Just because it's fun.
And then turn it into a rhythm. Like, it doesn't have to be in an order. Just turn it into a rhythm. Like.
Okay, hold on. We're getting way off track now. I need to talk about the story, and it's already 51 minutes in. Hey.
I want to play though, and I'm just like, wait, no, you're playing.
I know, but
something.
I gotta tell the story.
Yeah,
okay.
No.
Okay, so I had a problem. All these girls, especially this was the first time I knew I was gonna have problems here.
Douchebag that had grandpa's guitars.
But this was the first reason why I knew I was gonna have a problem.
Oof.
All because really this girl was trying to tell me spell A, and then she was like, "Okay, fine, spell B," and I was like, "B." Like B.
Like which bee?
Which bee? Bumblebee? I know, that's where I was like, which one?
Just like.
Do you mean the bumblebee?
Or did you, like, accidentally say P?
It's like, that was the problem.
And even then it was like, which P?
Yeah. You want the upside down one? The one that's first? You know, P, B, and D actually still all go together.
Yeah, they do.
Which I think I actually just said a personality
And then
disorder,
there's
but I have
like
no idea.
C and E, they both rhyme. G.
So this girl was like, "Oh, I know something more than you," and it's like now that I'm older, I'm like, English was fucked up. I don't give a shit.
V. Z. There's a conspiracy here. I'm just kidding.
You leave Z alone.
Z.
Yes, there. That's better. I don't know. I like that saying of it.
It's
because when you just go like Z after like ABCD, fuck.
Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z Kai.
That's sounds good. I mean, if you go Dragon Ball Z, it's like, what are you, fucking Soul Calibur announcer?
No, it's Dragon, what Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
And you get that.
Okay. I'm probably really fucking tired, and that's why I keep getting off topic here. Anyway, for the last fucking time, I'll just go ahead and, like, cut to it. So, there was another girl that was, there. It was a African-American girl with those weird little hair clips that look like fucking testicles. I don't really know what the hell they're called, so. She randomly looked at me, walked off, apparently told, like, the headmaster counselor or whatever that I cussed. I never said a damn word. You want to know what happens after that?
What?
Do you want to know? Okay.
Yes. We want to know.
I know. But it looks like you're not excited enough.
I am. That's why I'm playing notes.
She fucking put Susudio.
She's Susudio'd? My god, how dirty. By the way, this is Susudio.
Okay, no. So she told the counselor, the head master counselor, whatever the fuck her name is, my mom has a problem with this lady because of how she treats all the kids. It's stern and strict punishment no matter what. Not really hearing the sides of people. I've probably gone to this lady like 12 times my whole time I've ever been there. And that was like from 1st grade to 3rd. But still, it was like long enough where I was like, I don't like seeing this woman. So the little girl told her that I cussed, and the headmaster counselor decided that I needed to have soap in my mouth for cussing. And it was a...
The fuck?
It was almost like a napkin, you know, the little fucking like things you wipe your hands with? The brown ones, drenched in soap, shoved into my throat.
So this was liquid soap. This wasn't a bar of soap.
Liquid ass soap.
Oh god.
And the worst part is, it's the ones in the fucking bathroom. It's the pink one.
Oh.
The worst part is, she shoves it further down my throat. It hits my gag reflex. I'm fucking like choking and shit.
Like, I just want to
No,
say,
you want to know what she said?
What?
Quit acting out. When I choked. I also heard this later.
You're shoving it down your...
I also choked on food at one point. Went to my 1st grade teacher and she didn't do shit. She just said, quit playing around. I'm like, no. Fucking choking, bitch.
What the fuck is with teachers and just
Look,
like...
you have no idea. I have the worst history with teachers. I've only ever had a few good teachers. Only a few. You want to know the reason why? Most of my teachers that I got and I was assigned to were new teachers. Every one of them. I can tell you the history of each one of them. There's a few, like I said, that I do like. Elementary school teachers? No. Not all.
No. I have my experience with elementary school teachers.
I hate every one of mine. Plus, one of mine in kindergarten decided to quit and take all of our money from the zoo fund. So we were supposed to go to the zoo, but guess what? We get 100 days out of school. Just because they couldn't replace the teacher. So I literally graduated like kindergarten early. Yeah, the worst part? That teacher never let us go at recess. You want to know when we actually started going to recess in elementary school? 5th grade. And that was the last time I was there.
Damn.
Exactly.
I remember one teacher...
So, from that soap...
Yeah. We'll finish
luckily,
that.
She got another counselor to come in. And I really thank this guy. I really do. Because he actually just, like... He still had to do it. But he at least got rid of, like, the large fucking amount of soap that was on it. And actually just let me hold it instead. So. Yeah. Plus the YMCA always brought really bad memories. I actually remembered a kid that apparently also did pass away at some point. That's really because, not to be mean, and not to disrespect him, but he was just god-awfully stupid, in my opinion. This kid always got into trouble. But this motherfucker, I had a pet frog. You wanna know what he does? Steps on it. Right in front of me. I chased his ass down in the YMCA.
Like, stomped it?
Yeah. He picked it out of the little glass enclosure that it had, put it on the ground, just fucking stomped it right in front of me. I chased his ass. I've had a shit ton of bad experiences. Not all of them were bad. But because solely the human mind likes to remember really stressful situations the most,
yeah,
that's the problem. Elementary school was just stressful. That was it. Middle school got hella worse. High school, fuck, I was an emotional wreck by then. But, like, it wasn't terrible. I was more angry than the fact that it wasn't as chaotic as it was. And I figured that out. That's the weird part. So, yeah, same kid. I also made a Sims of him where it was just him alone in his house, and apparently that's when I figured out that in Sims 1, social services will take the child away within a day. So you can play as a child in the game, but you'll be taken away day one. You can actually, like, you still get money to do shit. It's the weird part.
The fuck?
I don't know what it was. It was a weird Sims glitch. PC too. Of course, it was probably the PC version. That's why. Anything else weird in the YMCA? Oh yeah, my old stuffed animal Pikachu, the one I had from like when I was 1 or 2. I can't really remember. I just remember it was like 1990 X whatever. I'm just gonna say that. One kid was just like, "Let me see your Pikachu," because I brought it around. That was like my only stuffed animal, as an only child. So I was just like, this is my brother essentially. It's not much of a sad story. Like I still had a pretty normal childhood in a weird way. Just of course with the animal stuffed animal friend. But
Yeah.
I remember the kid wanting to see it, but I felt like the kid was gonna steal it. He really tried. He really fucking did.
Oh,
I'm not kidding. You want to know why?
Why?
Because when I was like handed back, he was like, "No, I'm not done yet." But he had like that panicked look of like he was trying to do something guilty. The other reason why I didn't trust anybody at the YMCA was because my fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards got stolen. I lost Exodia to that shit. And Slifer the Sky Dragon too.
Oh!
I was very pissed off about that. Never knew who stole it though. That was the problem. That's when I learned. Trust no fucking snot-nosed brat at that point. I literally said to myself, I was like, fuck this. But mentally I was like, screw this. Well, actually I thought screw was a bad word at one point. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But the tail on it was attached to the back. It's... If anybody remembers that stuffed animal from that time period, whether you were older or you've just seen it, mine was the one where it was attached to the back. The tail was actually flat onto the back, and it was stitched in one little part. And it was probably about, like, you could hold the Pikachu in, like, one hand. Had the small little hands, too. No fingers at all. Really easy to scratch off, white, painted eyes. Because the eyes were, like, I wouldn't say they're plastic, but they were more like porcelain almost. It was a hardened plastic material, I know that. Okay, well, so I'm trying to get it back from this kid. The kid sticks his hand in the back from that tail. And I'm grabbing it from, like, the whole chunk of the front. So I'm pulling it. And if the tail did not break, I don't think I would have gotten that. Because somebody would have said, "That's just Pikachu, leave it alone." The counselors didn't fucking pay attention. Oh, that also fucking reminds me. Another reason why I hated the counselors there. Got a lot of hate stories about this, but it's because this needs to be told. This has been shit I've been dealing with since I was a child. Along with an abusive father, too, with that. So I'm not going to get into that part. Maybe another podcast, I don't know. Just because I'm comfortable with telling this, because fuck it, you know, why not?
Yeah.
I
mean, that's fine. As long as
so
it doesn't get, like, too bad.
As long as that Pikachu tail did not snap, I would have never gotten that Pikachu back. But after I did that, I kept him in my shirt the whole time. Till the end of the day. Then I realized that I'm not going to bring it, like, for a while until this kid is gone. And I'm glad that I did. Another thing that I hated that the counselors did, confiscated my toys while we were on the playground. That included cards, army men, including my Pikachu at one point, and my Game Boy SP. They would give them to me at the end of the day when my parents came. Which made no fucking sense.
Yes,
I was being active. I was still being just as active with these. But they essentially turned it into where, like, no social situations. There would be times, you want to know where we'd stay at? Racquetball fucking rooms. All the time. There's a few times that we swam.
Those rooms are fucking creepy.
No, those rooms are fucking loud when you have a shit ton of children talking at once.
Those rooms creep me out.
You want to know the weird part? I've had dreams about those rooms again. Like a while back. The weird part about it was that I was saving kids from that room. That was the weird part about that dream.
The room is creepy.
It is. Mainly because there's like a little observation deck up top. That's the ones that the one that you know. The one that we both apparently been to. Yeah. You want to know who else I met at that place? Interesting. Yeah. You can censor their fucking names out. That's the point.
Okay.
I just want you to know. I met those two kids there. And I still remember Kenny to this day, because, to tell you the truth, you want to know what kind of hairstyle he had? He had the 90s kids hairstyle. Small, spiked hair. You want to know what he also smelled like? Corn chips. And I know because he used to eat, are they Tostitos?
Fritos.
Fritos, yeah. Those Frito corn chips. That smell, that's what that kid smelled like at the time. But of course I didn't know that there was a lot of other shit to it. But though, after Kenny started explaining a lot of the crap that happened to him, like later, like what his mom is or where he was at, to tell you the truth, if you saw him as a child, you would understand now. That's why when he said that, I believe him, because it's just noticeable. See, I'm trying to remember other things I hated with the Y. That's really it. All I can remember.
I remember my brother.
I also hate. At one point, they all decided to just rally us in this one place at the tennis courts. That was all we could do. Stay at the tennis court. That happened for at least a solid month. So if anybody, like...
It's weird.
And it was always the one closest to the soccer field. So you could see everybody else having fun, but guess what? You're stuck here. No tennis balls whatsoever. Or tennis rackets. For a very good fucking reason. These are hyper-ass little kids.
Right. One of them will get a ball or a racket and be like, "Wah!"
Yeah, I'd start hitting kids.
That'd be into that.
Trust me, actually, I think I do remember there was a kid that hit me in the head with a fucking stick. See, the worst part about all that is that I used to chase kids down that did me wrong because I wanted to actually beat their ass. You want to know the problem? I was too damn slow. I was the fucking skinny kid. That was the part I never understood. I was skinny back then. And it's like, how could I not catch up to this fucking kid? Ugh. There were times I'd actually just have to, like, you want to know the worst part? It started getting to the point where I just wouldn't chase them. I'd wait for them to stay. To go do their own thing, acting like they got away with it. Then I'd fucking do it. I just decided, why the hell am I chasing these kids? I'm just gonna wait for them to stop so I can just fucking hit them in the face.
I mean, that works.
It does. I've caught a lot of kids fucking off guard doing that crap. And I used to do it so well they never knew who the hell it was. That was the best part.
I remember my brother telling me, because you know, like, there's all that red paint that's, like, all scratched off and stuff. And sometimes it looks like it's smeared in the racquetball courts. I remember one time, this was back when I didn't know that brown, or that blood turned brown after it dried. But I remember my brother said something like they kill little kids that end up in there alone. And then he was in there with me, and I was like, well, I'm glad we're not alone. And then he shut the door behind him, and I was like, huh? And I was sitting there banging on the door. I was like, ah!
You know the worst fucking part? I actually remember that line.
That line.
I remember hearing somebody say that, but I was like, that's ridiculous. Because I was a kid, I wasn't really super, like,
that might have been a thing
superstitious.
that went around.
I think so, actually. Because that's where I heard it. I heard it at the YMCA.
Yeah. Yeah, ask my dad about that. See if he knows anything. I mean, he'd probably think it was just a myth, which I think it probably is. But
No, there was a lot of myths. There was a myth to the small house in the back. Like, in the back room. Like, there was just, like, so many things you could do. And I've been back there, and it was true. They had a lot of crap that was fun to play with. Bows and arrows, too, apparently. But I'm guessing they really took that away. If I remember correctly, I think I might have seen a lawn dart in there awkwardly. Yeah, but I think they were doing the safety lawn dart, because there was like this huge field behind that house. I think they also had those little rolly chair things. The little things that you could just like sit on and scoot across the floor with. They had those in there too. And a shit ton of footballs. And this ball sack, which is what it would be called. Yeah, but that YMCA, no. just because. No.
Oh, speaking of stuff that I remember weird at the YMCA, I remember there was a, I don't remember.
There was like
what?
this weird tornado part that like happens at the pavilion. Pavilion 1, apparently.
I don't know that. But no, it's more of a story than anything. I can't remember what it was, like, specifically. But there was this, it was when I held my mom. There was this creepy McDonald's movie that came on randomly. Like, I think we put in a different movie, but for some reason, this McDonald's movie popped up. And this was on VHS. And it was really weird. It was like all the characters were there and they were in these like suits and stuff.
I've seen that.
And it was live action. And it had like a cartoon intro.
I literally lost interest after it stopped being cartoons, in all honesty.
The thing is, like...
I was like, what?
Like, it wasn't... The live action part looked creepy a little bit in my memory. But the thing is...
Yeah, there's fucking Ronald McDonald that's like
true.
Happy-ass clown that's giving you diabetes.
The thing is... Oh, shit. we bought some before. Shit. He's haunting me.
You know, I actually have a very weird theory. You can continue your story, but I just want to say this theory. I think every day that passes from the time McDonald's is opened, the food gets shittier and shittier every day. Which means you'll never have that really good taste from, like, when you were young. Where the chicken nuggets were actually pretty, like, juicy and delicious and shit like that. Until now, they're just, like, really dried, like, mixed meat for the other parts of the chicken. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I just remember I was giving juice to little kids, and it was like, this movie popped up, and I just don't remember what it was about or anything. I remember it was cartoon, then went to live action,
I
and they were in
actually
like some
know.
sort of spaceship or something like that, and it was McDonald's.
You know what's funny? You can actually probably find the video.
Thing is, I've looked for the video. I haven't been able to find it.
Shit.
I mean, it might be up somewhere. I might be looking up the wrong things, but I myself have not been able to find it. It took me like 3 years to find Country Mouse and City Mouse from Reader's Digest. Because I couldn't remember the name of it. And I could barely remember the names of the mice. But I knew Reader's Digest had like made it and distributed it because their logo was on the VHS tape itself, like it played before the movie, and then it was also on the tape, like it was printed onto the plastic. Like their insignia was embedded in it, so like I know that they published it. But I would find a bunch of other videos that did it. There was one video that I really loved that I was actually glad that I was able to remember what it was. I was so fond of it. But it was The Little Shoemaker. You remember that movie?
Yes.
It was such a good movie.
I loved it.
I remember what it was. I haven't looked it up recently. It's been a few years, but I want to watch that movie again.
Actually,
I haven't been able to find the movie. I also want to watch Brave Little Toaster again. I heard it's actually a lot more disturbing and sad if you watch it as a grown up. Last time I watched it, I was like 5.
Yeah, it's pretty damn depressing. It's weird as it is.
I was all like, oh look, moving toasters, and then they go to Mars, and then like, I don't remember. I remember.
You know the funny part? The only thing I remember from that movie, the fact that the toaster had a face. That was it. But I instinctively remember watching it at some point as a kid. Same thing with. Really, the weird part is, this was kind of the problem with a lot of shit in my childhood, that the teachers would always listen to the girls. And these are girl teachers also listening to the girls only. So mainly I watched female things. There was only one that wasn't. And that was about a wolf. And I don't remember much else from it. I know it was like a wolf, wintry, snowy place. I still remember that fucking wolf's face, but I keep wanting to call him Aldo, but that's not it. That was the one movie I was actually pretty interested in. Preschool, I actually remember fucking Little Mermaid. Pretty good bit of it, too.
That doesn't sound too bad. Yeah.
And at one point, actually in preschool, well, I remember this weird thing that was like this education thing. It wasn't preschool, but it was something that also just taught kids certain things. Which was sort of fun. And then another preschool. Like actual preschool.
There's something. What was it? I know it was like surrealistic and it was very colorful. And I think it was this purple girl. I don't remember the exact color, but it was this girl. I think she had orange hair. It was a cartoon. And she had like a spotted giraffe, kind of. It was orange and black.
What?
I can't remember.
You're making me think of Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. Like little girl, but like her hair is orange actually, but she's a.
Was that it?
A white Caucasian person.
I mean.
And she has like a beast that has spots. That sort of looks like a giraffe. Not a long neck though.
Well, I can't remember.
It has spots, but the spots are red.
I can't remember. Where'd my phone go?
And then they have like a rabbit friend.
Look it up for me. I don't know where my phone went. But no, like I seriously can't remember. Like it just popped up in my head. I was like, wait, no, I've seen that somewhere.
Okay. Shit. YouTube stand. Okay. Yeah, there was a. I don't really know exactly. You actually want to know 2 funny things that I never liked as a kid? Like, as a very small child where I barely remember anything. My parents apparently told me I hated 2 kids' shows. Never really liked Barney, and Teletubbies disturbed me as a kid.
I didn't like Barney. I didn't like Teletubbies. I didn't like Power Rangers. I still don't
Didn't
know.
like Power Rangers?
No, I didn't.
You know they're based off of another thing, right?
Yeah, I know.
Do you at least like the original ones? Not the Americanized version? Or the Western version?
I've never seen the Japanese version.
It's the same, but more explosion, more poses.
I didn't like the poses or the explosions. I thought it was ridiculous.
Godzilla was in one. No, I'm just kidding. It was another beast.
But I never liked it. My dad actually told me recently. He was like, I remember one time we were watching the movie with your brothers, and you specifically said during an explosion, "Yes, that's it."
Okay, it was Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. Black and orange.
I don't know.
Man, your memory's fucked.
Memory is fucked. It's a corrupt.
Well, then again, I gotta remember what happened afterwards. So, way later on down the line, so there's a real good understanding on why you don't remember it correctly.
Yeah. You talking about that?
Yeah, let's just say for Dante reasons.
Oh no, that has nothing to do with it, probably.
Okay, well, either way.
Because I still remember stuff before and after that, and certainly in between. That's not a memory issue. It might be head trauma, just slightly.
Hmm?
So that's a possibility. Because
that one will actually make complete sense. Very good reason.
Well, you remember my brother got mad at me, and then because I had a Game Boy Color that a friend gave me for my birthday, and my brother wanted it because even though he had the cooler, clear purple version, mine was a solid yellow and had a Pikachu on it. But he didn't like Pikachu. He just wanted it because it had a different color, or like it was a different color and everything.
Game Boy SP.
The Game Boy Color.
Okay. If it was the SP Pikachu one, I want that one the most. That was the one.
I didn't get an SP until like the DS was like old.
Really? Damn.
I was like 11 when I got the SP.
Man, I remember popping in this fucking like Nickelodeon video.
I have one of Yu-Gi-Oh and Dragon Ball GT.
I had one of
and Fairly Odd Parents.
I had one with Fairly Odd Parents, and it had the episode of Crimson Chin, like I think the first episode.
I don't have that one. I have the one where he was like surfing the internet, and then the one where he was he switched to a girl, and then the one where no, that was the internet one where Crocker was wearing the red dress.
Yeah. That
was so weird. Why did you put that in a kid's show? Anyway,
I did have one of Cartoon Network's. It was Ed and Eddie. I specifically remember this one part from it, which is where Eddie jumps off of this large structure thing, telling Rolf to take a break. The only reason why I remember that line in the whole thing is because the way that it was like cut, because it's in like 5 sections of the episode. But you could play it from where he jumps down and goes dun dun, and he says take a break. So I would press the rewind button to go back to it, and I made a song out of it that apparently pissed off my dad, and he took my Game Boy because I kept doing that over and over again. But I was like, Dad, no, it's a cool tune. my mom actually warned me about it first, so I was like, sweet, stop doing that. I was just like, okay. That wasn't a super rambunctious thing. And also, another note, because I did talk about my girlfriend in the beginning of this. I would really...
I want to finish real quick.
Small thing. She sent me this.
What?
She sent me girl spider woman kissing Gwen. Spider Gwen. And Deadpool is just like looking over there. Which I'm pretty sure Lana didn't see that.
Shit.
I'm like, yeah, okay, this is hot. Why'd you send me this weird lesbian kissing thing? I mean, then again, she likes that kind of thing. But she truly does not like women.
Yes,
women. Even women don't like women.
I need a woman Life sucks.
Anybody up?
Life sucks, and then you die all alone.
Somebody date this nigga. Do it.
You're trying to advertise.
Yes, I'm advertising you.
It's
Why
not
would
much
you
to
make
go for.
a meat baby?
What?
This bitch.
Oh my god, that looks horrifying.
It looks way horrifying because it's cooked.
It's so horrifying.
Tasty baby. wait. It has to be pork. Pork ground beef. Nope, it's just ground meat. So it's beef. It needs to be pork. It's closer to humans. God.
I mean, you can have ground meat and it be pork.
Shout out to the creator of Wallace and Gromit. I hope you're there. Still love you. Anyway.
Yeah.
That one needed to be said.
But yeah, my brother got jealous because I had this yellow Game Boy. And I was about 2nd grade. And he just I was sitting there playing Pokemon Yellow, and he comes up behind me with one of my mom's wooden shoes, and then just hits me in the back of the head.
Wooden shoes?
Yes.
Boy, are you Dutch?
It was my mom's. It was like those wooden heels.
Is your mom Dutch?
No.
Because when you said wooden shoe, I instantly thought of clogs.
No, it wasn't a clog.
So it was a platform shoe.
No, it was one of them wedges.
So it's a wedge.
Yes, it was just
Okay, not wooden
wood.
shoe. It's got cork, technically.
No, it wasn't cork. It was pure wood.
It's cork.
It was wood.
Mom found the pistol. Fuck.
My head
Who
can
the
tell
fuck?
you it was wood.
This kid is actually pissed in a drawer and now he's crying. Because his mom found it. What the fuck is in that drawer?
I would be pissed if my kid pissed in a drawer.
You think
I guess you would say I would be pissed.
You would smell it before. I mean, well, then again, this kid looked pretty healthy. He's got a 6-pack wearing a Batman costume, so it wouldn't smell like mine. It just smells like pure sugar.
But
Actually, my pee smells like Fruit Loops. Is that bad?
it probably is. It sounds like something dealing with diabetes.
No, diabetes would actually make it smell weird. I know the smell of it. My mom's diabetic, dude. Just like I know what insulin smells like.
Because one of them is more insulin, and the other one is like you have less insulin and a lot more sugar.
Well,
Yeah, that's the difference between type 1 and type 2. Diabetes is just referring to the imbalance between the sugar and the insulin in your blood.
I might have insulin resistance. I don't know.
But
that's one thing that I'm actually kind of curious about because
anyway, he hit me in the back of the head with the shoe, and I know it hurt, and I dropped the Game Boy, and then my head was throbbing, but it happened so quick, like I didn't really feel the pain, and then he hits me 2 more times, and then he was about to hit again, and I reached my head back because I felt like warm liquid, and then I pull it back, and my whole hand, like not a bit, like the whole hand was covered in blood.
Jesus.
Like there was not a patch of skin that wasn't covered. Like even the grooves, like there was so much blood coming out. Even the grooves in my hand had blood in them. And then the pain kicked in, and I was like, ah! Like I yelled because it hurt. And then my brother came in and saw all this blood that was like down my back, all over my hand, running down the side of my face, like because it was like going down like this. Because he like actually like hit like at the right at the base of where the skull is on the back of my head, but he also cracked like part of it. And it wasn't like too bad where it's like, but that could still cause brain trauma. But like my brother saw that, rushed in, and then pushed him on the ground and then slapped him in the face. So what the frick are you doing? And then he called our parents. My parents, you know that lot over by the Forest gas station? They actually drove through that back when you can actually get a ticket for that. Because there weren't supposed to be cars there. They drove through the church parking lot down that road. Like, they cut a lot of corners. My brother exaggerated a little bit, but it wasn't too far from the truth. But, like, there's, like, his blood everywhere. He's turning white. I don't know what to do. Because I look pale. Like, that much blood was gushing out. And they freaked out. And it was funny because the one that did it, he hid behind the door. The front door. And my parents were so freaked out that they slammed the door open in his face. And he's like, ow! Why'd you do that? And then my dad leans over and he's like, first off, you're an idiot for doing that. Second off, I don't care that I hit you with the door. You're still getting spankings later. He's like, what'd I do? And he's like, what do you mean? You tried to kill your brother.
Was that like... Okay, clarify me. The older brother saved you, or was it the younger brother?
It was the older one. Older that.
Okay, that
that
makes pure sense.
The younger of the two hit me in the head.
Okay.
He was the one that says that he was. The older one says that he was the worst between the three of us. Because he would just out of nowhere come up behind you and hit you with something and then run off. Sometimes because he was just mad, sometimes because he was jealous, sometimes because he just wanted to. And then I was the second worst because if something did happen to me or someone lied about me, I wasn't too prone to just taking that and I would go on a rampage. Like one time I literally picked up a chainsaw. It wasn't on, but I picked up a chainsaw and was chasing him with it because he lied and said that I stole something. And I'm like, I ain't stealing nothing, but I'm showing you trouble. It's just like, you take this. It wasn't even on. I was so small I couldn't even crank the thing.
No, yeah,
I tried.
I remember the point in my life where I was like, why can't I pull this? To the moment when I could, and I was like, now you're a man. Like, for real, that was the moment I was like, fuck yeah.
But yeah,
it was like
it was funny. Like, before I started hanging out with you, I slept in that far back room. It was before the room that I slept in before this one. There were lots of holes everywhere. Absolutely everywhere in that room. It used to be the TV room. And they were all placed by me. Every single one of them. We used to have an aluminum baseball bat.
Oh, Lord.
And my brother, we take turns like watching a movie or whatever. And it was my turn, and my brother stopped it like 10 minutes into the thing, and he watches something that he wanted to watch, even though he just had his turn. And I was like, no, it's my turn. And then he took the batteries out of the remote and then tossed them back in the corner behind the TV, and then he put the remote somewhere else. I forgot what it was. But I didn't care because I was just mad. So then I go into the living room, open the closet, pull out the bat, walk in there, and I just start swinging. I hit the recliner. I bit the footrest of the recliner because he dodged. And then he started running on the couch. So then I jumped on the couch and started swinging. And I was hitting holes in the wall. I got my butt tore up, but I was very. Oh man, I was very determined to whoop that ass.
That I don't blame you.
I was just mad. It's like, fucking, this is my time. The fuck is this?
You know, the more I hear about like sibling stories, actually makes me really glad that with everything that's happened to me in my life, I never had a sibling to deal with, because that probably would have pushed me over the edge. In all honesty. So like that I'd have to be dealing with shit from school, teachers, my dad.
It does have its perks.
Well, yeah.
Especially when everyone's older.
Yeah.
It certainly has its perks then.
It always does. Unless you don't like the older.
But I remember Mew was like, it was so lonely, I just had my friends. And I'm just like, yeah, but you also don't get those kind of issues.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you don't wake up and your brother's mad at you because you farted in your sleep and it woke him up. So then he just slaps you in the face and that's how you wake up to. That literally happened. It wasn't me. Because it was the younger of the two. He slept, they had bunk beds. The younger one slept on top. And the other one slept on the bottom. And one time, he woke me up too. But it was worse for the older one. But he just, like, he was asleep. We were all asleep. And he just, like, lets one rip. Like, it was bad. And it eventually stunk over where I was. I was on the opposite side of the room. Like, it was bad. And the other one got full wind of it and woke him up. And the noise itself woke me up. And then he's just sitting there asleep with his arm hanging over. So he just looks up and then grabs his hand and then yanks him down. And it was funny because before he did it, he was like, should I? And I was like, do it. Because it was that ungodly hour where, you know, like, it's hard to go back to sleep after something.
Oh, yeah.
And it was also a school day.
Oh, fuck, that's terrible.
So, like, we're waking up at, like, 5:45 or so.
Oh, God.
And we had to leave at, like, 6:30? So, like, we didn't have much to sleep because the bus ran earlier for... Actually, no, around that time we actually had to leave early because my dad was the bus driver at that point. But, yeah, no, like, he just yanks his butt out of the bed and he falls on the floor. And then my dad walks in there, what's all that racket about? And then we just looked at him, and then a few seconds later he was like, oh! He just like shut the door.
Dad's like, I understand. No, good night.
It was funny. He told us all we had to like wash twice that morning because it smelled like somebody done died. It was like someone almost did die. Like you don't know. It was close.
Lord.
I remember one time though, it like really, really sucked. We had this old dresser. I don't know how old it was by the time we got rid of it. But it was so old, like there were nails coming out of it. And they were like those old school carpenter nails that are like 9 inches or so. And we had a small TV. And they were both in a ruckus because I wanted to play something, but the younger one didn't want me to play because he was that kind of brother. And he overheard us, and I was like, fine then. Like, I just kind of gave up. And then I was sitting by the dresser. I wasn't paying attention. I had all my toys, the few that I did, in the dresser. So I was sitting there next to that. And then they go through, and then they start pushing each other. None of us are paying attention to this nail that's sticking straight out because this dresser's busted. And I don't know who did it, because like I said, I wasn't paying attention. But I get shoved into the dresser, and the nail, like, it was a thin plywood and it was broken right there.
Ugh.
So I got it almost all the way to the nail head. Like, we were able to break it off and there was like less than half an inch, maybe a quarter inch left of this nail hanging out of my leg. Like, it went straight into it. It didn't hit it didn't hit the bone. It just like went straight into the meat only. But it went all the way in like a second. Like, it was just like, and man, that hurt. There's actually a scar right where it happened. It's like it's a little circle. It's like slightly darker than the rest of my skin. It looks like it's a birthmark or something. But it's like, no, that's scar tissue. I was stabbed there by a nail. It hurt. And like, I was sitting there, like, I was shocked that it happened. I was just like, ah! And it was like, what? And I was like, get me off! And then they looked at me all confused, and then they saw blood run down my leg, and I was like, oh! And like, I forgot what happened. I think my dad was like doing, I think he went to a friend's house or something, I don't know, but my nanas lived at the bottom of the hill, but the point was, our parents were gone for like the weekend, and we was like,
how old
they
were
were,
you?
I think I was like 9, so they were like 11 maybe, could have been a bit younger, no, I was probably younger.
Was at least anybody within like the 2-digit numbers?
Possible, can't remember.
Okay.
But
just making sure, because my parents wouldn't actually allow me to stay at the house till I was like 10.
Yeah, you were also the only child.
Yeah.
There were 3 of us, and our grandma was living.
But like a part of me from like age 6.
Because the thing is, like, she was living like right at the bottom hill at that other house. Like, that's not far. Like, you can walk there in a minute. But yeah, no, I couldn't walk because like the pain itself and the fact I was losing blood out of it, like, that leg was numb. So like, I'm sitting there kind of being glided by my brothers, and they're like lugging me down the hill. And then my nana saw it and she was like, oh dear, what did you do? And then I was like, it was an accident. And I was like, what do you mean it was an accident? And I was like, I got bumped into it. I don't know what happened. It was there and it stabbed, it hurt. So, yeah, but by that time, I don't even remember what exactly she did to get it out or what she put like on it or anything. I didn't go to a hospital. I did get a tetanus shot later though.
That's good.
So I didn't get tetanus. But yeah, no, I know it hurt and I know it was fixed and now I have a scar there. Speaking of scars, since I've already told like 3 stories now about them.
It is an hour and 43 minutes.
Yeah, no, we do 2 hours.
We do?
Yeah. We've always done it.
Okay.
Oh, FYI, we did have like 10 podcasts that were done, but my phone went retarded and decided to format everything. So sadly, I lost them.
So, welcome to Basement Podcast.
I'm probably going to put this one up first since it's like a release. And then I'll put the older ones up next.
Well then, fuck, because I know I said our first ever episode of the podcast, but now I'm going to say it here. You're also just going to need to add it into the beginning of it, because I didn't even do that. Fuck. We'll figure it out.
Deal. I'll put it in the description.
I also found this weird video of a Japanese girl cooking eggs by basically...
Is she hot?
She has cat ears. She's
Possible
obviously
hotness.
cooking... Well,
cat ears only.
Very fair skinned, loose long hair, and a housemaid outfit.
I want to see.
Breaking eggs with her mouth. Doing these weird Fortnite dances. Just kidding. She's not.
She can break my eggs.
Wait. No, it starts getting even fucking weirder the more you watch this.
She can still break my eggs.
Wait. She licks a fucking raw piece of chicken. A whole chicken. And then Fortnite dances with the chicken.
Well, after she brushes her teeth,
and then
she
apparently,
can break my eggs.
Girl. Okay, you know...
Look at them hips swinging. She can break my eggs. The fuck? My volume knob came up. Can you get that for me?
Oh, she dropped all the eggs. We didn't pay attention because the knob fell off.
She dropped the eggs?
And then she looked at the camera really fucking disappointed when your knob fell off. That's a great moment, and I'm surprised nobody will ever see it. Or know how funny that really is, in a very awkward way. Here's your knob back.
She said my knob ain't there. Someone break my eggs.
Well, that's what... watch this shit. She tried stirring the eggs with the fucking raw chicken.
Turk chicken.
Turducken. What the fuck? Oh!
It's safe to eat raw eggs.
I don't give a shit. That's weird.
People do it all the time.
Well, those people are fucking weird.
You know, a popular breakfast in Japan is you take like fresh steamed rice. Sometimes with a thing of kale in it.
But that makes sense. I know what you're talking about.
And then you drop a raw egg in it.
But it's steamed, so it still produces heat. And it's usually before it's served.
Some people just drop eggs in a blender, go and then drink it.
That's okay. Everything's mixed. I'm saying if it's not mixed, it's weird and gross.
Well, it's just straight up egg. It's just blended.
No, it's the G's in there. Gluten and grain, which is the same thing now. I just realized what I just said.
Well, gluten is part of grain, yes. It's the stuff that holds on to the nutrients.
But E is what holds it together.
You remind me of a character in One Piece right now. His name is Lao G, and he's a really old man, but for some fucking reason he can fight. And every time he says something with G, like...
He has so much.
It even counts in English translations of the word too. Like he'll say it in Japanese, but like it'll be like then he'll repeat the word. He'll be like refrigerator. There's the G. G.
Oh, that actually makes sense because somebody was making like a thing about that.
Well, like,
and it's weird how like fridge is just 6 letters. And refrigerator's 12.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
They feel like they would be like 3
5
more.
and 13.
Not even.
They feel off. I don't know.
The English language is fucked. We're fucked. The world is fucked.
We're screwed, man.
It's game over, man.
Game over. Scoop, get the weed. Might as well.
Aliens 2 was so traumatic he turned into Shaggy.
Yes. Dylan! Get you pushing pencils again. I know that's from Predator, I think. That's where all the classic Arnold Schwarzenegger lines come from.
Predator?
Yeah. Predator 1 or 2, I can't remember.
He wasn't in Predator 2.
He was in Predator 2 or he wasn't?
He wasn't.
Okay, first one.
Get to that chopper!
That's when they were like in this really jungle-ass area.
Yes.
Because I remember seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger and like, no, it was somebody else, but in like this little heat vision that the Predators have for some reason. Which, by the way, is really fucking OP in my opinion. No, that's the. You want to know one thing I could say that's OP about the Predators?
Mm.
Their ability to see thermal vision. That's too OP. Nothing else.
Yeah. But, their laser cannons that I have
Well, another thing that
aim.
makes them OP is actually the cloaking system. Their cloaking system's way too good.
It really is. You can actually hardly see them in the actual movie.
There's like one movie where you could actually see them, and I believe that was Predator 2.
No.
There was one where they had like this
Predator 2
weird mosaic look. Like they looked like the active camouflage on Halo.
I think it was Aliens versus Predator.
That you might actually be right.
Either AVP or AVP Requiem.
AVP was the one where they go into the giant hole.
In Antarctica.
Yeah. Is that it?
There's a random temple there.
Yeah, and there's that one scene of the marine in like complete fucking darkness, and I don't know where it just like pans and like fucking alien tail. Dude, I love that movie.
That one's okay.
I love that movie because I like how the Predator was like, you know what, fuck it.
Right.
You guys are cool.
Right.
I'm gonna kill this nigga.
It's like, I'm here for the aliens, not you guys.
Yeah.
But,
see, that's the one thing
that one is fine. Requiem, in my honest to God opinion, Requiem was shit. It was like a teen slasher movie.
Oh God.
But like, it's not even a 2-hour movie, but literally over an hour of it, you're watching all these teens bicker and freak out about the situation and their own personal lives. And I'm like, I'm not here for that. I'm here for the fucking Predator versus Predalien fight. That is what I want to watch. And then
I want some random fucking marine dude.
No, the thing about it is when you actually get to see this fight, you know how it's styled? In almost complete darkness.
Please don't tell me they did that artistic design of like the really like strobe fucking lights.
No, it's just complete darkness. I'd actually wish for strobe lights because then I could see a fraction of it.
But then they would be like doing this really cool robot dance.
Right. But I mean that's better than nothing.
Not a robot. He's a Shangili.
I know, but it's better. It's better than nothing. Like, literally, it looks like that screen right there. Almost.
God.
Maybe a
but
slight
all you
tint
can hear
of blue.
Sounds.
Yes. There might be a slight tint of blue.
Fuck, I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
So, it was like outside.
Yeah, it was like outside.
So it was outside, it's like fucking nighttime.
Yes, and it was raining, so that made it even worse.
Oh, fucking hell.
Okay,
whoever thought that was a good idea, you either did not have the budget to create the costumes or whatever.
No, they did. They showed them in the beginning of the movie.
Were they just basically walking around scaring people?
I don't know.
Don't remember?
Well, I mean, they weren't walking around scaring people. I know that the Predalien killed the teens.
Imagine a predator just going around going blue through a window.
Like, they can't really talk, so it's like wow.
like Predator Concrete Jungle.
No, imagine the fact that for them to like actually talk, they either like roar, or they go that they do that like. Oh, I can't do the noise that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The little
Trey, you can do it. But
there's always kids that can do the cool shit. Yeah. Just like I can never roll my R's.
But
just because my tongue is
really.
Actually, I think there's a really good reason for it. See how I curse like that? I can't point my tongue. You want to know how far I can point my tongue? My tongue is short as hell, dude. I'm not fucking kidding.
Why?
And no matter what, even if I try to put it to a point, it curves on the sides. Which means I can eat pussy. But there's a huge chance I'm missing that clitoris. No, I don't have a problem with that at all.
Accuracy low.
Accuracy.
Fire rate high. No, it's like that gun brand in Borderlands.
Oh fuck.
It's like, why do you need the M when you can fire so many bullets at once?
Exactly.
I fucking love that brand. Didn't that get taken out of Borderlands 2?
Vladoff company? Yeah, it's because Hyperion actually like took over a large portion of it.
I love Vladoff.
Yeah, Vladoff was a great fucking gun company.
Vladoff and the oh shit. What was that old Western style one?
Oh, you mean you're talking about from Telltale? Jacobs, yes. Okay.
It wasn't from Telltale. I've never played a Telltale game in my life.
Good, because to me, not being mean, but they remind me a lot of FMVs that just decide to choose animation to do the FMVs. And in my opinion, just do an FMV. Just go ahead.
You know this that
like I've seen fucking cosplayers like shell shade themselves. It's fucking hard word to say when you're pissed off.
You know, that studio closed down.
What?
Yeah, that closed
Gearbox?
down. Huh?
You like the
Telltale.
Telltale did?
Yeah, Telltale's completely shut down now.
What? Well,
They
no
shut
fucking
down
wonder.
in September.
Let me guess. Because of the Minecraft thing.
No.
Really?
They were actually, that was one of their last projects. They were actually able to finish that. The reason why was because the people who actually ran the business were trying, like, they spread everyone thin, like, way too thin, and then tried to get a bunch of partners with a bunch of these ideas that weren't really flourished out. And then because they weren't really flourished out, a lot of them backed out. So then it caused, like, this huge pit in their financial, like, they literally fired people that they hired on the week before. And then, like, within a day, like, there was only, like, a small fraction. There was, like, 5% of the company.
No wonder
left.
those games seem jumpy sometimes.
Oh, no. This all happened, like, in a day.
Day?
Yeah. They fired almost everyone in a day.
Jesus Christ.
And a lot of them are good, talented developers. It's just they had to follow their directions. And it ended up getting them fired. And none of them got that 30-day notice. Or what it? I think it's like 90 days, actually. But none of them got that
Technically,
notice.
it's a 2-day notice.
No. I'm talking about when the company...
2 weeks.
No,
weeks.
There's a legal clause where, like, if you, like, say you're a business owner and you know that something is going on that may cause the business to fail, then you have to warn everyone that they may not have their job so they can prepare to get another one. They didn't. Literally the day of, they fired everybody. Which, in my honest opinion, is not right at all. Even if you choose
Did the company fire himself? She was the last person.
I think by then
that's a really fucking
foreclosure.
great question.
I think at that point it was just into foreclosure. That business is gone.
Well,
which
I've got something to tell on it.
I'm not really a Telltale fan, but it is sad that poor management happened. I don't like any studio going down like that.
Except EA.
Well, no, I don't want EA to foreclose either.
Well, okay, actually, yeah, I don't want them to foreclose because that means the bank owns it. Fuck the bank.
That and all respective trademarks are then lost, and all licenses are in forfeit. Which means no one else would get Star Wars, and then all those companies that we missed because they bankrupted them and then took their licenses and every copyrights, we wouldn't get. They would be lost. So I don't want them foreclosed. I want them to die and then suffer slowly like those straw ghosts that are being transformed in Quake 4. They're just sitting on a tube. I want to suck those nutrients out of them. I want those resources.
But it's actually why they're there.
What?
The guys that are hooked up to like fucking tubes in Quake.
Yeah, with no heads or limbs.
Seriously?
Yeah, you know those health stations for the Strogg?
Yeah.
That's what they're making them into.
What the fuck?
It's a fucked up game.
Okay, now I feel bad for ever using those health stations later.
Yeah, I do.
No wonder they didn't let you do it to begin with.
Well, you couldn't because you weren't Strogg.
Exactly.
There's certain plugs in the Stroggo's bodies that make it happen.
Pull up to the plug like, what if I got health? Okay, it is 1:59 close seconds.
Oh, really?
We have reached 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Wowie.
I'm rocking real clear.
You know, I've actually tried to like.
I do cocaine.
I've tried to fuck with that accent, and this can just be like nearly closing in. But I used to go.
Oh my god.
Yes.
You sound like you're talking into one of those slide whistles.
Exactly. Look, this is what I would do as a kid in my room, bored as hell. I would literally try to make sound effects. That's why apparently I've done it well enough where I can make an actual phone vibrating on a wooden desk.
Really? If only you could do the rattle with it.
Like, I try to do the rattle with the sound, but... Because it depends on what it's on. Don't play the gun like it's a guitar.
Mums, no!
Dude, I have an idea that we can give to the military.
What?
We turn guns into instruments. They're percussion weapons. I know it sounds weird, but every vibration charges the gun. It's almost like that Jack-in-the-Box rifle from Futurama. Do you actually know what I'm talking about? Okay, don't listen to me.
I never watched Futurama.
What? Alright, hold on, I'm gonna beat the up.
Hold up.
No.
Hold up.
No.
Hold up.
No!
Hold up.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
No, I want to continue this discussion first, and then...
We're not having this discussion because you just told me you've never seen Futurama. Watch fucking Futurama right now, okay?
But I want to finish Metalocalypse.
No!
I've never seen Metalocalypse. We take our time. Isn't Futurama like 300 episodes?
Yeah, but then they got canceled, then they came back, then they got canceled again, then they came back.
And then they had a finale.
And then they also had, I believe they had a movie, it was the Beast with a Billion Backs. Or Beast with a Million. I don't fucking know, don't ask me. Ask Matt Browning. Or whatever. The creator of Samsons.
I like his name in the Halloween specials.
Did you know?
It's Matt Groening.
Yeah. Which I believe that's how people actually say it.
Yeah, that's actually how it's pronounced.
Okay. There's actually an Easter egg. Ah! You just shot the dude. What the fuck?
It wasn't pump. There was no BB.
Sure.
There was
Explain
no BB
that fucking hole.
You would hear a.
Yeah, there was a big bang and a hole.
There is no hole there.
There's a fucking hole.
It's not a hole.
Quit lying to me. Quit lying to the audience.
That's not a hole. That's a dust bunny.
Don't forget to smash that motherfucking patriarch button.
Patriarch.
Okay, you know what? I'm sorry I said that because that was an H3H2 quote. I just remembered.
Quoting that man on this channel.
What? He's Jewish. You don't like him because he's Jewish?
No.
Nancy.
Besides, why would it be a patriarch button? I want a patriot button. God damn it.
I want a proletariat button.
I want a Protestant button.
I want a skull.
Or skull. It's fucking brutal.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna draw Kermit the Frog. That's old Family Guy.
Draw me in this pose. You like how my butt is laying out? Do me like you want to do, Miss Piggy.
Do you think Kermit is like into humiliation as like a fetish?
No.
Why not?
Because there's several moments when he was like slightly embarrassed or humiliated, and he would be outright pissed.
Like, well, then that would be more of the reason, because like, he's hiding that fetish.
No, literally he would like hit other Muppets at times over it.
You're telling me Kermit the Motherfucker Frog?
Yeah, you should have people.
That's his middle name, Motherfucker.
I don't think it's Motherfucker, but...
Sorry, Piggy Fucker.
There's Miss Piggy on it. Yeah, I could have swore I've seen a few clips where he's hit another Muppet or two.
Damn, son. Life, Kermit the Frog.
I want to see Kermit the Frog singing "Hurt."
You hurt myself today. To see if I still feel.
Okay, yeah, we gotta stop before that's copyright. Take it.
The only thing that's real. You can have it. Oh God, that started turning into fuck. Who was that one thing that was like? And I say to myself, I started turning into that voice because it's close and same.
You know what's sad about that song?
That you don't have
that was
a kitchen
released,
gun?
No, that was released during the Vietnam War.
Oh.
And the reason he made it was because everyone was either protesting or fighting against protesters or in war. So he was just like, think on the little things. Like, be happy about that. Like,
you know what?
Better than nothing.
Now that's...
And now it seems a lot sadder, don't it?
Now that you told me, you just connected a shit ton of things where I'm like, oh my God, that's why I resonate with that song.
Right!
I'm like,
I see fields of green, red roses too. Like, he's paying attention around him, and he's realizing that the world is beautiful, so he has to appreciate it, and that is what makes life good. Remember that, viewers. That is what makes life good.
Everything, just not the people. But you can still have fun with certain people.
Yeah, that people suck.
And just drink responsibly.
Sponsored by Budweiser.
Drink responsibly.
Sounds good. Can't wait till I can actually do that.
What? God damn!
Imagine I'm Dr. Raxo, and this finger is my penis, and this hole is a vagina.
I don't even want to think about vagina looking at the 600-pound lady.
Dr. Raxo does not weigh 600 pounds.
Should.
I do cocaine.
Can you imagine a 600-pound Dr. Roxo? I'm Dr. Roxo.
No, I'm Dr. Roxo.
The fat rock in Brooklyn. I fucking love it. Just one episode where he's just fat.
And instead of cocaine, he does like.
I do donut holes.
No.
I do glucose lines.
No.
Damn it! What?
No.
Tell me.
I do McDoubles.
Supersize that big boy.
I hear it's somebody's birthday. Would you like a Big Mac?
What pussy exclusive.
And it's
to
like
McDonald's.
half eaten because he's such a fat ass. Sorry,
I got a little hungry. You can still have the rest.
I paid for it anyway. It's like all nasty. You have like purple hairs from him.
Oh. Oh God.
That's Dr. Roxo, the fat Rocky Roll Clown. I can't rock anymore, but I sure can roll.
At least I still got my penis.
It's very tiny though.
Due to all this excess weight in the skin.
I could just see him like rolling around now, like instead of like sliding on the ground, he's like, I do cocaine. It's just like rolls slowly.
he's in one of the like.
I do McDoubles.
He's like in one of those Walmart shopping carts.
No,
He's in a Little Rascal.
No, I was imagining like a huge ass, like actual 600-pound Dr. Roxo.
What about a forklift? He comes in on a forklift.
A helicopter.
That's impossible.
No, that's actually how they have to get people that weight out.
Well, yeah, and I also forget the helicopters bring elephants.
Yes.
Forgot.
But yeah, no, like I imagine him being like fucking huge as shit. He just like slowly rolls around. But imagine him being like so fat, like his face like is smushed in. So it's like literally every time there's an S, like it sounds like this.
That's what I wanted. This is what I was trying to put in that accent. It sounds like William fucking Murderface then. No wonder they don't do it. Like for real.
Well, no.
Actually, dude,
Murderface kind of sounds like this. It's a little bit.
Do
different.
you wonder that if the person who voices Murderface is actually the same voice as Dr. Roxo?
I doubt it.
Fuck you. Just kidding. Don't you dare tell me. Squeeze a lemon juice. Middle Eastern deep dickens satisfy your deepest craving, my friend.
Well, the reason I doubt it is because the characters in Metalocalypse are like based on specific characters of Deathclock, if I remember correctly.
I thought it was just one dude.
I mean, one dude made it, but he had other people in a band that played with him, if I remember right. And it was
remember people telling me that's not how it was. It was actually just like one guy's idea, and he did the voice for all of them.
Was it?
That's what I remember hearing. I don't fucking know. Somebody's lying.
I don't know either.
You
That's what I've
can't
heard.
Get this fucking this weird.
I know he passed away, and that's sad.
Barry, rest in peace.
You know what else is sad?
Your sex life. Sorry. I'm sorry.
My sex life ain't even sad, man. It's just fucking dead.
Non-existent.
It ain't even been born.
Yeah, hasn't been created yet.
It's probably been aborted.
Spawn host created.
It's actually been aborted a few times.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, at least you know one thing. A withdrawal is better than going in head first.
Oh my god.
Finally, a quote I've been wanting to use for a sexual innuendo finally works off for once.
How long have you planned that one?
Fuck, when I was like 15. I'm 22 now.
Oh my god.
I really have, because I remember hearing that, and I was like, what if it was in a sex line? And I was like, I have an idea.
So 7 to 8 years you waited.
Yes.
God. Oh shit.
Like, I really forgot about it until you said it, and then I just looked at you, and I was like, now is the time. Release your comedy gold. Do it now. Destroy the conversation.
It wasn't even a conversation to begin with. It was just about...
That wasn't an answer?
my sex life.
If you talk about a problem, are you talking about the answer or the question? Sorry, let me rephrase that.
Depends
Hits
on the problem.
blunt. If you talk about something in your life, are you answering someone or are you asking the question?
Depends on the aspect of the
because
situation in
if
life.
you were to say why, it turns into a question. Why I don't understand is you answering a part of the question, and then saying possible reasons is also answering the answer to that question. I'm really fucking tired.
It's part of the answer.
It's 5, close to being 6.
Is it?
Yeah. Should I be worried?
No.
Good. You know, another catchphrase I actually tried using at one point when I was like, not 17. I don't know if I ever did this one for you, but at random times when people would say things that are really good, I would just say, good, put the shields up. Only fucking reason, Star Wars Family Guy. The one random moment where the guy's eating that cake. Only because I really like the way he said it. Good, put the shields up.
I don't think you told me that one, but I know what it's from.
You need to hold it like GoldenEye. Nintendo 60. No, that's not GoldenEye. Here.
Oh.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah!
You gotta aim it like this.
Exactly.
Man,
I remember, like,
it's
it's essentially holding the gun, like, where your hands are not anywhere on the model of the gun. Just, like, barely touching it.
It's like at the very bottom.
If anybody wants to know, Nintendo 64 GoldenEye plays the female girl, the female character from the mission. I forgot her name. I think her name is Anne or something. Use the revolver in the game. You'll see what the fuck I'm talking about. She holds it from the bottom. All the way at the bottom.
The bottom of the handstock, the grip.
Yes. All the way at the bottom.
Not at
She's
the
literally
trigger.
holding it in the stupidest way fucking possible. It's really just her model.
Yeah.
Her model's the only one that does that. I've made that joke ever since I played that.
Pretty bad.
You want to know the worst part? I used to play the multiplayer. 4 controllers hooked up, nobody over.
Nobody what?
Nobody was there, just me.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, but that's where I could actually test out the weapons. Because to tell you the truth, what I was doing is I was training. See what was the most, like, destructive weapon. But as a kid, I never knew about Oddjob's hat. I had no idea how the fuck you're supposed to activate that on the Nintendo 64. If anybody could link me to a video, or at least tell me the YouTuber that would show me this, please. Or if you can show me, it's fine. I just want to know how because I remember hearing people constantly say, well, if you pick Oddjob, you're just an asshole because, like, he has OP shit. But I played, like, the 360 remade version of it, which actually made a hell of a lot more sense because I played that version because I didn't like reading. Reading was one of those subjects where I was like, fuck it, I don't feel like doing this. But, in the 360, like, re-updated version, Oddjob could actually throw his hat. And apparently it was just a saw blade. Like, it was, like, he could throw it.
Like Kung Lao.
Yeah. Exactly just like it, except it's a bowler hat.
And that he didn't have a bunny.
And Oddjob kind of looks short and fat, and he's Asian. I think.
Well, Kung Lao is Asian, so... And he's short.
But Odd Job is Chinese? I forgot.
I think he was based in Chinese.
I really need to watch I truly want to watch all the James Bond films. All honesty.
I do too.
Just
I have From Russia with Love.
uh
With voice of Sean Connery. They actually got him to do the voice of the game.
Really?
Yes.
How?
What do
He
you mean?
hated being fucking James
He
Bond.
money.
Obviously.
I mean, it's Sean Connery.
Then who was the voice of Nightfire?
I think it was the same actor that did it, but I'm not
Pierce Brosnan?
sure. Yeah.
Okay, I hope.
I've seen
I like
I've seen the Sean
Nightfire.
Connery ones, I've seen the new ones, and I've seen bits and pieces of a couple other gems, but I haven't seen all of them, and I would really love to see like every single James Bond movie.
I agree.
What's sad is that
But-
Sean Connery is my favorite, and one day, I know he hates it, but one day I want to see a part where like James Bond is like old as crap but still like kick ass, and it's Sean Connery playing it.
No.
That would be badass.
Well, okay, I was gonna say something, but
That would be.
I know for a fact that everybody would actually truly hate this idea.
Hmm.
What if Clint Eastwood was James Bond?
That's impossible.
Exactly. So I was like, dude, like in my mind, I was like, dude, Clint Eastwood is fucking like James Bond, and I was like, oh no, that's a bad idea.
I mean,
Clint Eastwood's like, fuck you.
Okay.
Famous line from Good, Bad, the Ugly. Fuck you.
I'll say this. Steven Spielberg, in his prime, this was when he made like multi-million-dollar blockbuster after multi-million-dollar blockbuster, like back to back to back. Like he had 3 in one summer.
He's a time traveler, anyway.
So this is like his peak. He begged to direct just one, or even help direct just one 007 James Bond movie, and was denied because he was not British. Only reason.
What?
Yes. Like 007 is a British thing. You like to be a
I
main
know
character
that,
or
but
director or writer. If you work on the movie, either behind the scenes or as one of the main characters, unless it's specified in the books, you have to be British. Like, that is a thing.
What if he's like...
Even to make the theme song, you have to be British.
What the fuck?
Duran Duran had one. A View to a Kill. It's actually pretty good.
Huh.
I saw the music video. He's walking around Paris and he has binoculars. And he's like, ooh. Like, it does that, like, typical, like face zoom in. It's just like, serious face. And then it's like, a view to a kill. I can't sing. And then, and then, like, everyone else was also spies. And then this girl was stalking them.
I have a really good idea for an animation.
Yes.
It's a race of people. Their national anthem is sung by Duran Duran.
That's racist. I'm just kidding.
And all of them are called Durians.
No Durans.
Or Duran Duranians.
Durans.
Yeah, Durns. That sounds better.
Durns. Durns.
My fellow Durns.
My fellow Durns. And they all look like members of. There's 4 sub races of this race, and they each look almost exactly like one of the members of the band, and you can tell what family they're in because they for some reason inbreed. But
No.
they are not infected.
No.
They are not affected by the
They do
inbreeding.
it through mitosis. They essentially just split
But they
like
have
that.
sexiness. They have to share that.
But there's no women on the planet.
There could be women on the planet. They just
No, those are sex slaves. Just make it even worse. Women sex slaves from another planet, the Babelian planet. Fuck it.
Babelian.
That's already taken. We can't do that. Space Quest.
Oh shit! Yeah. Fuck! I forgot about
Babelians. That's great. I love that line. Okay, this is getting really long.
Yeah.
Should we end on Babelian notes?
Duran Duran notes, I guess. Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm kind of hungry like a wolf. How about you?
I don't know. But this is the studio.